We are surrounded by your body of work, which comprises of installation, video installation, framed material, sculptures. And I was wondering if you can tell us a bit how it started, how did you get there in the Salton Sea in California?
So I think like it was first time like I was traveling for another project in the US, in California, and all over the way in the middle of the desert south of Los Angeles, we bumped into a lake, and then we thought, okay, let's have a swim. Something what you usually do in the summer, you approach a lake, you want to go for a swim, and then we just went out of the car, and the first thing what we encountered was a graffiti saying, fuck my life. And then we all of a sudden realized, okay, something is really off here, and we did not know what, and definitely no way of going swimming or in any kind of way to encounter the water closer. And then it just stuck in my mind, like, what is that? And then I started doing also a little bit of a research where we are exactly. All of a sudden, like, I figured out where we are, and then it's the Kuia Lake, or ancient Kuia Lake, which is the territory of Kuia Native Americans, which was then transformed, like this lake came and left and came and left. And the last version, what we are actually till now encountering, was at the beginning of the 1900s, created by an accident. And this is now called the Salton Sea, which is the biggest body of water in California. Like we're talking about 45 kilometers by 20 kilometers. So, and in the north and the south specifically is also the kind of, you could say, the corn chamber of the US, as they're producing there around 2/3 of all the produce needed during the winter months. And then I learned that all these chemicals used for the production, like the fertilizers and the pesticides, are actually ending up in this lake. And this caused also why we're talking about a toxic lake with lots of heavy metals inside. So it went that far that over the past 100 years, all the toxins, they stayed in the water or in the seabed, as it is an endorheic lake, meaning there is no outlet and everything stays in the lake.
Your work is, of course, documenting or narrating what happens to the Salton Sea, but also to the workers and to the people that are involved around it, right, in the agriculture.
Like over the time, then it revealed, like I started first encountering this agriculture, like just not even getting too close in contact with the workers at first. I did a film, like an aerial view on the whole area in the Imperial Valley. After that, I learned also that there was in the 40s like pre-atomic testings, where they were testing the atomic bombs which were after dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, for testing ballistics and the fuses, and they dropped more than 150 bombs in the area, and still of them still remain. And if you go out and you know where they dropped them, you can find pieces which we also like were collecting partially, and then bringing here to Loiskracht in a way to bring it in a dialogue with the replicas we also built for this exhibition.
Atomic weapons at the Salton Sea bombing range in Southern California. Marine target 10MA was constructed to support these practice activities. Flight crews were trained to drop atomic test bombs, replicas with the exact same weight, size, and shape as Little Boy and Fat Man. Project Y
So you're sitting amongst the parts of the dummy bomb. Can you tell us a little bit more about how this came to life?
After the second year of spending there like 3 months or 4 months in the Salton Sea area, I discovered like just this wooden structure in the lake, and then I was asking myself like, what is that? And then I was asking around, and they told me like it's the atomic bomb testing, and then I thought, no, cannot be. Like atomic bomb testing was done mainly, as far as I knew by the time, in New Mexico, which is right there they did, and in Nevada with actual nuclear material. But in California they did the whole dummy testing, and this was actually a marine target, which was a practicing target for these 150 dummies which were dropped there. And then it was an idea also over the longer collaboration with Sonic Acts together, actually, what would be if we really find like these bombs which are still there, till we had to learn, okay, they are corroded, there's such a high salinity that only parts on the surface were surviving or still existing. And then I was like just looking around online, and then I found these models of atomic bombs, like little kits what you build together for $79-99.
Yeah.
And then you have like your little weapon of mass destruction. And then I was like just, wow, okay, this is made that you put it on your piano or after on your shelf, and having this like cuteness factor, which it definitely does not have. And then came up the idea, as it was written on the box, this is an accurate 1:12 model of the bomb which was dropped on Hiroshima on August 1945. Then came the idea, okay, we are reversing reverse engineering this model in the original size, and did a blow up of 12 times to having, like again, then the original sized parts of Fat Man and Little Boy, and in a way just to have this confrontation and this dialogue with these found elements.
This film is supported by the Center of Land Use Interpretation and Sonic Acts.
2 other video works, one is a loading pit and then the marine target, which are 2 videos which are actually talking about this whole period of the pre-atomic, so before August 1945, and also the distribution and the delivery of the bomb. So it was built an infrastructure which I found a document in a museum in Vandover, which is called a manual how to build an atomic bomb loading pit. So just knowing an atomic bomb loading pit is a pit which is about 5 meters wide and 2.5 meters long and 1.5 meters deep. And this was built with a hydraulic system to lower the bomb inside this pit and then driving over with an B-29 Super Fortress bomber to put the bomb inside of the belly of the airplane, because the planes were too small at the time to delivering such a heavy and big device.
Were not precise in any way. They didn't have to be. They were just powerful. Modern nuclear weapons are designed to be guided with GPS systems. You could put one right through somebody's window or into the mouth of a tunnel or bunker. They don't have to be super powerful. They just have to hit the target. Alex Wellerstein designed a website where you can see what nuclear weapons could do. Pick a city, put your cursor on it, pick a nuclear weapon yield, and find out exactly what the blast radius would be, the fire damage, the level of fatalities. It used to be sort of a reminder of the Cold War days, but those days are back again.
As it is such a massive or such a wide land, and like you can actually not depict it, it's very much also the idea of how can I behave or how can I be in this landscape. So it's very much about scale, and then I'm using just like my body in a way, and trying also like some performative actions to actually discover the land and like to find a reason like how to move around, and actually finding and looking for these parts. And also like with the sound, it's a long-term collaboration also with Jungan Tagen and composer from Vienna, Stefan Juster, who helped a lot in a way, also especially with these two videos about the agriculture in a way. How can you make it even feel more synthetic in a way, because we're having like these wide shots observing, and if you would have like an original sound, you don't hear much, you're far away, you would hear some machines. And then it got about the amplifying, and this is where he is building then sound sculptures and trying really to bridge from field recordings to pure synthetic sounds, which should also like somehow go underneath the skin and make it more immersive, the confrontation with this violated land. It started really bit by bit and started leveling up, as I tried to describe it before, as this complex, vertical, multi-layered history of a place, and then going to different stations, to the agriculture, to the atomic, but then also to the reservoirs and to the Native Americans. And what I'm trying now together with Vanja Smiljanic is to bringing all these 7 years research together in one film. And we had the working title Shadows Behind the Target, which is now being finished, or we are at the finishing line, and the film will be called Among the Palms, the Bomb, and it's actually addressing all single parts which are here now in the exhibition, and trying to it's also revisiting the same places but with different questions, and also with protagonists which are actually showing us around and giving a deeper insight from the communities and from the people who are really living there, who are working there, to bring it just a little bit closer and like just to understand more what is happening in this region and where it is going to.
And that's the right, the oxymoron that they said when we're going to give you the federal protection, right? So they forced us to live on the reservation, which took away, you know, the way of life. Every plant that was out here had a purpose. Every plant was created into a tea to help with hunger, created to a tea to help with menstrual pain, created with our tea to help with headaches or any kind of ailment you had, or there's actually a plant here that did the same as an Excedrin pill that helped, you know, take pain away or help, you know, alleviate back pain or whatever. And every other plant that was natural to this land had a purpose and could be used for food, could be used for shelter or weapon or medicine or, you know, anything in between. So everything had a purpose back then, and we were one with the environment. We knew how to use everything. So when they did the relocation and forced us to live in one area, that took away the way of life.